This echo quiz has both parasternal long axis and apical four-chamber views to comment on. Here is the parasternal long axis view, one with color Doppler and another without. Apical four-chamber view and five-chamber view with color Doppler. What are your findings and diagnosis? Echocardiogram in parasternal long axis view showing the asymmetric septal hypertrophy. The interventricular septum is much thicker than the left ventricular posterior wall. Septal to posterior wall ratio of more than 1.5 is highly suggestive of hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. Here the septum is more than twice as thick as the posterior wall. In addition to asymmetric hypertrophy, septal systolic thickening will be reduced. M-mode tracing from the parasternal view showing a thickened interventricular septum with poor systolic thickening. Note that change in thickness of the IVS in systole is less than that of the left ventricular posterior wall. Left ventricular cavity is typically small in HCM. The septal to posterior wall ratio in this case is 2.3. The ejection fraction here is 71% as there is no systolic dysfunction in HCM except in the very late dilated phase. The E wave represents early diastolic filling of the left ventricle and the A wave the atrial systolic filling. Normally, the E wave is taller than the A wave. In HCM and other conditions with a stiff left ventricle, the atrial contribution to ventricular filling is increased. Hence, the A wave becomes taller than the E wave, EA reversal, one of the simple Doppler echocardiographic findings of left ventricular diastolic dysfunction. This finding is quite common in older individuals with lucid tropic abnormality, impaired relaxation of the left ventricle. Apical four-chamber view and apical five-chamber view showing mild aortic regurgitation by color Doppler. AR jet is a mosaic multicolored jet due to aliasing as seen in all high-velocity jets. The gross hypertrophy of the interventricular septum is also seen. Continuous wave Doppler interrogation of aortic flow from apical five-chamber view showing aortic forward flow, dense downward signal, and regurgitant flow towards the transducer. The regurgitant signal is faint as the regurgitation is not severe. Upper portion of the signal is clipped as the velocity is more than that of the imaging system. In mild regurgitation, the envelope of the regurgitant signal is incomplete as in this case.